Madrid were tested and had luck on their side, but they won their all-important match. After Barcelona dropped points against Sevilla, Real Madrid saw their opportunity to reclaim their spot at the top of the league table. But the task ahead of them was difficult, as Real Sociedad are among the most exciting teams in Spain and were the ones to knock Los Blancos out of the Copa del Rey earlier this year. It wasn't easy for Real Madrid. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead and eventually held on to win 2-1, but they had luck on their side. Here are 5 burning questions for Los Merengues after a crucial, but nervous, win. 1. What will be Vinicius Junior's role alongside Eden Hazard? Most Real Madrid fans would have expected Eden Hazard to start against Real Sociedad, given the quality of the opposition and the strategic importance of the match at the Anoetar Stadium. Madridistas understand that Vinicius Junior needs to play and Hazard needs to have his minutes managed after 2 significant injuries in his first season at the Bernabeu, but you would have bet Hazard to start against Real. Instead, Vinicius drew the start and put on a show. He was the best player on the pitch, taking on defenders and creating the first goal by drawing a penalty. Vinicius should have a key role to play for Madrid down the stretch of the season, because as impressive as Hazard was against Eibar and Valencia, Vini also looked like a top La Liga player against Real Sociedad. He is an important part of the squad, and it will be exciting to see how Zinedine Zidane uses both left-sided forwards. 2. Can Real Madrid win without Sergio Ramos? Real Madrid captain and superstar centre-back Sergio Ramos has been one of the team's top performers since the restart. He scored against Eibar, created goals with his interceptions and passing against Valencia, and then scored again at Real Sociedad by converting yet another flawless penalty kick. Ramos, however, went down with a knee injury at the Anoetar, leaving Madridistas nervous. The good news is that, for Marca's Jose Felix Diaz, the Spanish centre-back hasn't suffered a serious injury and could even play on Wednesday against Mallorca. But Ramos' knock brings up a question for Real: can they win without their captain? Eder Militao entered the game alongside Rafael Varane and played relatively well, but Real Madrid look like a different team when Ramos isn't on the pitch. His impact as a leader, passer, and manager on the pitch exceed his own individual impact as a defender. Ramos does it all and has no comparison in the world. Real have the quality to win without their captain, but in a tense title race during a completely new period for football, his leadership means that much more. On the bright side, it looks like this difficult question won't have to be answered for now, even if Ramos is held out of the Mallorca game to be safe. 3. Is Dani Carvajal even more important to Real Madrid? There is no doubt that Real Madrid have several players on the team who are vital to success. Sergio Ramos is the captain and a player who can do literally anything. Karim Benzema is the top goal scorer and the best chance-creating striker in the world. Casemiro is the best defensive midfielder in the game and has no direct backup. And Thibaut Courtois is a match winner in goal. But right now, with no backup right back in the team and no real way of disguising any backup there schematically, Dani Carvajal is in the argument as Madrid's most important player. Vinicius Junior stole the show, and Casemiro and Rafael Varane were also strong defensively. But Carvajal was also among the top performers for Real Madrid against Real Sociedad, putting together another fine performance in La Liga's return. Carvajal's backups, with Alvaro Odriozola still at Bayern Munich, are right-winger Lucas Vazquez and either left-back Ferland Mendy or centre-back Eder Milito. If Real's defense is stretched thin by more injuries, Carvajal's placement becomes even more crucial. The Spanish right-back adds to the attack and defense hard, doing everything at the position to the highest level. He is still in the conversation as the world's best right-back, and his solid display against Sociedad is a reminder that he is a glue player in this squad. 4. Will we see Mariano Diaz score again? Mariano Diaz quietly entered the match against Real Sociedad in the 78th minute for Karim Benzema, who had put in another good shift. The 26-year-old didn't have much time to make an impact, which has essentially been the story of his season thus far. Pahu scored, Mariano attempted 5 passes and had 1 shot off target, and those were his only contributions to the game. As always, Mariano did his best, creating 1 chance by making a great run on the counter, but the ball bounced awkwardly, so he has to fire the shot well over the bar with a defender bearing down on him. As we saw in El Clasico, Mariano has the talent to score out of nothing, as his goal against Barcelona was as if from a dream. But nothing else about his 2019 to 2020 season has been dreamlike. Mariano was asked to go out on loan this year, but he wanted to stay in order to prove himself. With Karim Benzema playing at a high level, that's been impossible, and Benzema's return to form with Eden Hazard at 100% has ensured that Mariano won't be getting starting opportunities, not even with Luka Jovic injured. Jovic's impending return will cut into Mariano's opportunities even more. He's a quality player who deserves regular playing time somewhere, but with so few opportunities to play in Madrid, his chance will likely have to come in 2020 to 2021 with another, smaller club in Europe. 5. Could James Rodriguez get another chance? Zinedine Zidane rarely plays James Rodriguez, who fell completely out of the rotation after suffering an injury near the end of 2019. James had been playing at a high level before that, creating more big chances than any other Real Madrid player while working hard to impress the manager defensively, including in the winning effort over Sevilla at the Ramon Sanchez P1. The Colombian finally received another opportunity against Real Sociedad, and while he wasn't as poor as Twitter will say, he did look very rusty offensively. James had a couple of bright passes, but, by and large, he failed to make the most of a very surprising start. Like, you would have figured Isco, Luka Modric, or Eden Hazard would have been in the lineup over him. That said, all wasn't bad for the former FC Porto star. James led the team with 5 tackles, which shows just how hard he worked. And if rust was the issue for him in the attack, then James's work rate may have been enough to impress Zidane. Although James didn't make the desired impact, especially in a cagey first half, he will get another chance. The Espanyol game, for example, could be another chance for the former World Cup hero.